Hello, class. Welcome to the second part of the discussion of Clifford Geertz and understanding again. Let me remind you, web of significance, symbolic anthropology. We know a bit about deep play now, a simulation of society. So these two topics we're going to discuss today. As you can see from the recording is that the Balinese cockfight is an elaborate ritualized affair with the rules written down in pamphlet manuscripts that are part of the legal and cultural tradition of the community. For years, the power and appeal of the cockfight went beyond the symbolic ambivalence of the cock and resided as much in the gambling pattern surrounding it. That reflected the divisions in Balinese society. Depending on the stakes and betting patterns, a fight could be shallow, low stake, or deep, where the stakes are so high that it seems irrational to engage in that fight at all. But people do irrational thing, seemingly irrational thing. Can you guess why? Gears argued that the reason such deep play, coined by Jeremy Bentham, in the Balinese cockfight was so common was because the money being gambled was not a symbol of utility but of status, prestige. This does not mean money does not matter. It is precisely because the potential loss is so great that one's status is on the line and the risk becomes more meaningful. Yet, status is only at stake symbolically, it is not affected by deep fights. And the design of the betting system ensured that little overall money on balance is won or lost. Gears noted that it was more in the shallow fights where real overall losses of money and even status for addicts occur. Deep fights are accompanied by other gambling events that exist in a hierarchy of status, with the lowest being pure chance games, rotal, coin flips, etc., and the highest being deep cockfights, and the distribution of players across these games reflected the status hierarchies of Balinese societies. Those who dominated in deep cockfights are also those who dominated in social life, and these true cockfighters looked down on shallow games and those who played them. This is what leads Gears to conclude that what was happening was the migration of the Balinese status hierarchy into the body of the cockfight, which was a representation of the complex fields of tension set up by controlled, muted, ceremonial, but for all that deeply felt interaction of those selves in the context of everyday life. Other aspects of this ritualized fight also confirm that, including rules forbidding betting against one's own allied kin, own villagers, the tendency of institutionalized hostility relationships to be played out in high stakes fights, and for those in cross loyalty situations to wander off and avoid being betting and more. So Geertz also noted that most Balinese are aware of these rules and explicit about them, calling the cockfight playing with fire. Yet status in Bali was strictly regulated through kinship and other norms which could not be overturned by a cockfight. The cockfight makes nothing happen. No one can advance the status ladder by winning cockfights. They can merely enjoy and savor or suffer and withstand the concocted sensations of drastic and momentary movement along an aesthetic semblance of that ladder. The Balinese cockfight then is a simulation of Balinese social order with no other function or nor effect. That is all for now. See you in the next prompt. Take care and keep on reading.